My masks. Now, I'm not talking about physical masks. I know Halloween was recently. No, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the personas that, I have collected, I guess. I call them masks just because I think I heard someone else call them masks. They're literally just personas I change in and out of. It's sounding like personality disorder. It's not. This is from my perspective as well. Don't mess this up. This is all me. If you don't experience these at all or experience them in a different way, allow me please. This is just from my side. But you might relate. And if you can relate, then hopefully I'm helping you out. It's personas I switch on and off. Not at will. They just kind of there. They just, come on. Because people have been asking in the comments how I cope with shows. And obviously the loudspeakers, stage and the audience. And it's the persona really. I basically put on a showman persona, and the music's more energizing than it is de-energizing, and it's loud and it gives me an overload. It can still give me an overload during the show if there's a certain point that's not going how it should be, but most of the time I'm completely fine, and most of the time I'm usually asking for the audio to be up more. I mean, I'm not, but I want the audio to be up more because I'm like, come on, I'm hype, give me more loud music. And then everyone in the audience is like, turn off the music! It's quite an interesting one to talk about, really, because I've never really thought to sit down and talk about it, and I've never really noticed them as much. I don't study my masks. I just I've noticed there's some things where I literally am consciously knowing I'm doing them, but I've never thought to, like, specifically spot them and stuff like that. I'm guessing it's a coping mechanism. Well, it definitely is a coping mechanism because normal Theo couldn't cope. So it has to be either show Theo or friends over Theo or just Theo that everyone sees but isn't the real Theo that's actually at home. I have a performance persona, I guess, or a mask. It's kind of like, I don't know, I can't explain what it is specifically, but it's just like, I'm ready for a show, I'll do a show, I'll go into character. I guess you could say I'm a good method actor without even being any method. There's no method, I'm just autistic. And I even have personas for literally just being Theo. So there's a persona that I kind of put on for these YouTube videos, and it's not like this isn't what I really am, because it is. This is as close as I think the outside world could get to seeing me, and I don't have any control over this. Like, I don't go, I'm gonna fake like my real life. It's no. If anything, I don't even notice. But only there's only a few people closest to me, mainly in my family, that actually know what I'm like. Most likely my mum knows what I'm properly like. And that sounds like I'm going, I'm really nice to everyone outside, and then I'm evil and sick when no. I just have a few different things where I'm just more free. I feel like I'm more free, and that's just how I cope. Us autistic people have been encouraged to fit into what society called normal, which isn't a thing. Normal isn't a thing. We just all seem to be afraid of different, though. So we've kind of shaped our lives to fitting in, and that's what these personas are. If these are fitting in. If you were to see me without cameras and you knew me as a family member, I'm not trying to fit in, I'm just being me. This is usually what my mum sees. But when it comes to shows and stuff, I mean, obviously in a show you're gonna act different because you're acting, you're doing a show. But even just having friends over, my friends I don't have that many, but I have. Okay, that sounds really sad. I do have friends, but yeah, even they have probably never seen my... Hard to explain, not my real, I'm putting on a fake persona. I keep saying this, it's not a fake thing. It's a different access to my huge personality, which, because I'm autistic, is insanely complicated to the point you couldn't even comprehend, and I can't even comprehend. Masks are just tapping into different parts, but obviously if I tried to tap into all of it, it's just too much. And then there, what you get a sensory overload. Boom. And it's not a personality disorder. I mean, it could be. I don't know. But I wouldn't label it as that. I just label it as different coping mechanisms, or my way of coping is putting on different personas, but it's definitely not a personality disorder. I definitely know who I am. I'm a teenager as well, so I'm still trying to figure out who I am and what I'm doing. Oh yeah, angsty problems. No, I'm not saying all people with personality disorders don't know. I don't know much about personality disorders, okay? So don't hate me. Back to back. But yeah, like I said, it's just like different parts of my personality. Just so people around me could understand me a little bit better. Because if I went full wrath on people with me being normal, I don't think they'd... I mean, I'm hoping, I'd like to think they wouldn't care. And they'd be like, oh, it's Theo, he's quirky. But I get conscious and think, they are going to think I'm weird. Like, I'm weird when I'm in the personas, but I could be so much more weird to the point where you're just like, eh. To be honest, I'm getting to the point where I don't not care as much, but... Well, yeah, I don't care. I'm getting more confident. I don't know how other people cope with interactions with the outside world. I'm talking to my fellow Asperger's people. How do you connect to the outside world? Because that's what I've gathered my masks are. It's an adapter to a MacBook Pro that has stupid plugs and nothing else plugs in until you buy an adapter. Otherwise, it doesn't understand. I have a way that the world can then see me a bit simpler, because I'm very complicated, and if you were to see me properly, you'd be like, what the hell? And I'm thinking of doing a video a bit like that. Let me know if you guys are interested in that. It's literally, like... I'll get my mum to film when I don't realize she's filming type thing. And you get to see what I'm like. And it's just to help people relate, hopefully. Or see that they're not the only ones who is like that. It's more just like, okay. He has it too, he just doesn't show it. But it is hard to break out persona, because if I know there's a camera around, I'll be in it. So it's gonna be quite hard to set that one up. But anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. You see to subscribe? It would mean a lot if you subscribed. Because, well, it just would. I would be very grateful. And liking the video, because then I know you like the videos I make. And that bell notification over there, you see that? Yeah, cool. Yeah, you gotta hit that because my Instagram don't work. Blah, blah, blah. We know the story by now. And yeah, if you have any questions, hit me up in the comments. But yeah, as I end every video, if you're new, if you didn't know what I do at the end of my video, I do this. So I'm gonna go. Yeah, okay, bye. Bye. Yeah. Okay, bye.